If you ever looked online to research what is the different types of cardio methods, you might see the two terms of high intensity or low intensity. But do you really know what's the difference between the two and which one is better to help you when it comes to losing weight? Well, in today's video, we're going to take a deeper look on what is high intensity cardio and what is low intensity. Is there a difference between the two? And which one's going to help you lose body fat this year? What's going on, everyone? It's Coach Angelo here, and in today's video I'm going to help you explain the difference between high intensity cardio versus low intensity. Is there a difference between the two, and which one's better when it comes to fat loss? Now, for any of you that are new to my channel, my name is Angelo. I'm a both fitness and nutrition coach that specializes in body transformation clients, and I've competed in numerous powerlifting and bodybuilding competitions before in the past. Now, before I begin, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button down below. This way you'll be notified when I post another educational fitness video like this, or either a food recipe or workout video, because the goal of my channel is to help you transform your body while boosting your self-confidence so you could accomplish things that you never dreamed possible and ensure you're enjoying every step of this amazing journey. Now, cardio is usually the most talked about topic when it comes to someone reaching their weight loss goal. You usually hear people say, how much cardio should I do? Should I do high intensity or low intensity? Is there a difference between the two? Which one's better to help me lose weight? Before we go any further on which one is better, we need to have a clear understanding on the different exercise intensity zones there is when it comes to cardiovascular training and how to calculate your heart rate max. Essentially, there are 5 heart rate max zones, which are the 5 zones are shown on the screen here with your age on the bottom and beats per minute on the left. They are modern activity is anything below 60%. Fat burning zone is 60 to 70%. Aerobic is 70 to 80%. Anaerobic is anywhere between 80 to 90%. Max effort is anything above 90%. Now, to calculate your heart rate max, what you need to essentially do is you need to subtract 220 by your age. Now, let's say you're in your 30s. The way you're going to calculate your heart rate max, what you'll do is you're going to subtract 220 by your age of 30, and then that's going to give you a heart rate max of 190. Knowing this information is very important. This way you can incorporate the different types of cardio methods that you want to do in your exercise program according to what your top fitness goals are. Now, the main difference between high intensity cardio and low intensity cardio is the different heart rate zones that you're going to be training in. With high intensity cardio, you're doing a short burst of max effort to bring your heart rate close to your heart rate max, followed by a recovery period of less effort to bring your heart rate down. An example of this would be either sprinting or cycling at max effort for a duration of 30 to 45 seconds and making sure you're hitting close to your heart rate max. Using our example of a 30-year-old person, they will want to make sure that their heart rate max is somewhere anywhere between 180 to 190. Then they would either walk or jog or cycle normal for 2 to 3 minutes at a heart rate max at around 60 to 70%, and then repeat the process 4 to 5 times. Now, with low intensity cardio, you're training at a constant intensity between 50 to 70% of your heart rate max. An example of a low intensity steady state cardio would be either walking on the treadmill or just cycling for a duration of 30 to 40 minutes at a constant pace. Generally, high intensity cardio is usually shorter in duration than low intensity because how taxing the exercise is on your body. However, with high intensity cardio, since you're training closer to your heart rate max, you would be burning a lot more calories compared to low intensity. Let's look at an example. On average, a HIIT workout burns anywhere between 12 to 16 calories per minute, while a low intensity session burns anywhere between 5 to 10. An example, if you were to do a 20-minute of high intensity training with an average heart rate of above 80% intensity, you could burn close to 300 calories. But with low intensity, at an average heart rate of around 65, you would need to do 30-minute sessions to burn the same amount of calories. So yes, high intensity cardio does burn more calories than low intensity, but we also have to take a look at what fuel sources your body uses when you're either performing high intensity or low intensity cardio. When performing more high intensity cardio, your body's using carbs for energy as compared to with low intensity, your body's using fat for your primary fuel source. So if you were to do a high intensity cardio session one day and a low intensity session a different day, and both days you're burning the same amount of calories, during your low intensity session, you'd be burning 50% more fat compared to your high intensity workout day. Now the sweet spot is to keep your heart rate at 70% of your heart rate max during the duration of your steady state cardio session. Now you might see online that HIIT cardio is more beneficial when it comes to weight loss because of the EPOC effect. EPOC, also known as exercise pulse oxygen consumption. EPOC is the amount of oxygen our body consumes following an exercise session that is above and beyond the pre-exercise oxygen consumption baseline. Our body uses more oxygen after exercise than before exercise, so we burn more calories during our recovery from exercise than we do before exercise, also known as the afterburn effect. Now, in the fitness industry, you get a lot of people that claim that you can burn a ridiculous amount of calories during the 1 to 24 hours after your HIIT cardio workout, and they recommend that HIIT is the only cardio method that you want to do when it comes to weight loss. But this is far from true. Studies have now proven that you only burn on average anywhere between 6 to 15% additional more calories during the first 24 hours after your HIIT cardio workout. Now, if you were to look back at our previous example of doing a high intensity cardio session for 20 minutes and burning 300 calories, during the first 24 hours, you might only burn an additional 18 to 48 calories. However, with low intensity steady state cardio, you could continue the session for a longer duration, burning more calories during that session, which in the long run, that's gonna help you increase your caloric deficit, which this is what you wanna do if you're trying to lose weight. If you've been enjoying what you're watching so far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up down below. Now, the big difference when you're trying to take into consideration on what type of cardio method you wanna incorporate in your training program is you need to ask yourself, what is your top fitness goal at the end of the day? If your cardio goal is to only primarily just to lose weight, then low intensity steady state cardio would be sufficient enough to aid in your weight loss goal. But if your goal is to increase your performance or train for a specific sport, then high intensity cardio would be a better workout for you. The reason for this, with HIIT cardio, it not only increases your peak performance, but increases your heart's ability to recover, making sure that you're able to sustain training at a higher heart rate max. This is known as the anaerobic threshold, which is a topic for a whole different video. But this is the line where you're switching from a more medium intensity or anaerobic exercise to a more higher intensity, which is more anaerobic. Essentially, you're switching from using oxygen and fat to carbs as your primary fuel source. Also, you have the ability to increase your heart rate max if you incorporate high intensity cardio in your training. The reason for this, let's use an example of someone in their 30s. If you have a heart rate max of around 190, if you start to incorporate HIIT cardio, you could bring your heart rate max to around 200. This would mean that you're able to train as hard as you can as someone that's in their 20s. But just remember, with HIIT cardio, it's more taxing on your body, and you could still incorporate weight or resistance movements during your high intensity cardio sessions. Plus, you do need sufficient amount of time to recover in between your workouts. Now, the main question that you might be asking yourself, but I'm still confused, which one should I do? Should I do high intensity or low intensity? To answer that question, let's look at the pros and cons of both, starting with HIIT. Shorter workout, burn more calories in a shorter duration, improves athletic performance. Burning calories after your workout with the EPOC effect helps with muscle retention if you're including weight training in your HIIT routine. Now, some of the cons: more taxing on your body, longer recovery time in between sessions, could lead to risk of injury if not performing correctly, or some people might not enjoy it. Now, let's look at lists. Pros: gets weight loss results, is safe for beginners, less taxing on your body and requires no recovery time, can be done anywhere, is more enjoyable to most people. Now, some of the cons: longer session, only burns calories during the workout, your body adapts quickly to low intensity, does not improve athletic performance. Now, like I mentioned before, you can incorporate resistance and weight training as a form of high intensity cardio because you're doing a short burst of anaerobic work followed by a recovery period anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes during your resting period. Now, if you ever done a heavy set of squats, which I'll probably show a clip of me doing it on the screen over here, you'll know that after that set, if you felt out of breath, this is the same feeling that you'll get if you're doing a high intensity cardio session, let's say on a bike or a treadmill. So which this means you could still incorporate your resistance or weight training as your form of high intensity cardio. Not only does resistance training helps you to build muscle, it also ensures that you're burning calories and improves your overall health. Now, if you do a lot of resistance or weight training during the week, then I do recommend to save those sessions as your high intensity cardio sessions, and then just do a lot more of low intensity if you're trying to burn fat. Also, low intensity cardio does help you to recover in between your resistance training workouts. At the end of the day, it all comes down to what is your top fitness goal and what preference of cardio you decide that you want to choose. If you've been getting value so far from watching this video, make sure to give this video again a thumbs up down below. And I want to know, what is your top takeaways in the comment section down below? What is something that you learned different from watching this video? And if you need some extra help or support from reaching your fitness goal, make sure to click the link in my description down below. And if you want to check out some other videos, I do have food recipe and workout videos. That would be in my description as well. And I do recommend watching this next video right over here on the 5 reasons why resistance training is the best method when it comes to fat loss. And remember, like the video, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.